Hello, friends. Today we will begin with another interesting session on economics, that is, the profile study of Indian economy. We have already discussed economics as a subject and various other topics such as the theory of demand, theory of sales, production analysis, cost analysis, and theory of market in our earlier sessions. In this section, we will discuss an overview of the Indian economy, its status as an underdeveloped as well as a developing nation, agriculture as a very important sector of the Indian economy, the Green Revolution, the industrial sector, the national income and output, various measures of the national income, and lastly, a broad idea about the tax system in India. So let us begin. Based on the concepts that we have discussed in our earlier session, let us look through the economy of India. If we talk about the nature of the economy of our country, India has an underdeveloped economy. There are certain features of an underdeveloped country which are reflected in our country's economy as well. So, the first such feature is dependence of the economy on agriculture. Agriculture is the main occupation of the country. Major population of our country is engaged in agriculture. In India, at present, 54% of the population is dependent on agriculture. Another feature of our underdeveloped economy is poverty. Poverty is one of the most important problems to be faced. People in an underdeveloped country have low saving capability. Due to low saving rate of capital formation and investment is very low. In India, poverty is very high. Every third person in the world who is poor is an Indian. Nearly 22% of the population in India is below poverty line. The third feature of underdeveloped country reflected in India is high population. Population growth is very high in India and dependent population is also high. India has nearly 2% of population growth and about 35% are dependent population. Another feature of underdeveloped economy is low living standards. The labor productivity is also pretty low in India. The living standard is quite low due to low per capita income. India's per capita income was $720 in 2005. The production techniques used in various industries are old. The technology used in production is outdated, and the investment in research and development is low. Another feature of underdeveloped economy is unemployment. India has a high rate of unemployment, unemployment, as well as disguised unemployment. Next feature that we can see in our underdeveloped economy is low human well-being activities. General welfare activities are low, like education, health, etc. The social life of major population in India is orthodox. Income inequalities are prevalent in India. The distribution of income and wealth are not equitable. For the purpose of measuring the inequality of income and wealth, Gini index is used. If Gini index is valued 0, it denotes perfect equality in income and wealth distribution, whereas the value 1 denotes perfect inequality in income and wealth distribution. As per the World Development Report in 2006, Gini index for India was 0.33 in the year 1999 to 2000. In 1994, it was 0.297, which implies that the income equality increased. The volume of foreign trade is also low in India. But there are some features in the Indian economy which reflect India's status as a developing nation. India has made steady progress after independence in every sector. Let us go through the reasons due to which India is considered to be a developing nation. The first reason is the rise in national income. India's net national product at factor cost was rupees 1,32,367 crores in 1951, which rose to 29,41,971 crores in the year 2008-2009. Thus, over the time, it has increased by 16 times. Another reason for considering India a developing nation is the rise in the per capita income. The per capita income in India was rupees 3,687 in the year 1950 to 51 at constant price. It rose to rupees 38,084 in the year 2008-2009. It has increased by 4.5 times. Another feature reflecting India's status as developing country is the improvement in social overhead capital. Social overhead capital is the capital spent on social infrastructure such as schools, universities, hospitals, libraries, museums, etc. Another feature of India as a developing nation is the development in railways infrastructure. The railways route has increased by nearly 10,000 kilometers. Diesel and electric engines have replaced the steam engines. India has the second largest railways network in the world. Roadways has also seen a lot of development since independence. The Indian road network has become one of the largest networks, aggregating 3.34 million kilometers. Another feature is electricity. In March 2009, the installed power operation capacity of India stood at 1,47,000 megawatts, while the per capita power consumption stood at 612 kilowatts. There are some more developments in other sectors which reflect this developing status of the country clearly. One is the irrigation facility. The land under irrigation in India has increased to 70.7 million hectares in the year 2002-2003. In education sector, as per 2001 census, the overall literacy rate of India is 65.38%. The male literacy rate is 75.96% and the female literacy rate is 54.28%. In banking and financial sector, India has done massive improvement as well. Our next topic is agriculture. Agriculture is a very important part of the Indian economy. Let us see how it dominates the Indian economy. Agriculture is the mainstay of the Indian economy. Agriculture and allied sectors contribute nearly 22% of the gross domestic product of India, while about 65 to 70% of the population is dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. The agricultural output, however, depends on monsoon, as nearly 60% of the area sown is dependent on rainfall. The total area coverage under food grains in the year 2007-2008 has been reported as 124.10 million hectares against 123.71 million hectares in 2006-2007. The area under rice is estimated at 437.71 lakh hectares, which is slightly lower by about 40,000 hectares as compared to that in the year 2006-2007. The area coverage under wheat during the year 2007-2008 estimated at 181.53 lakh hectares, which is higher by 1.58 lakh hectares than the area covered under wheat during the year 2006-2007. But the agriculture sector has been facing certain challenges in India. There has been a slowdown in agricultural growth. In the past decade, that is from 1995-96 to the year 2004-2005, India's agricultural growth rate slowed down to less than 2% per year, compared to about 3.5% per annum in the preceding decade. In the poorest states, such as Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, and Rajasthan, growth in the last decade was below 1% per year. The agricultural productivity has also been very low. Yields of major crops such as food grains, oilseeds, and other cash crops in India are lower than in many other countries. For example, rice yields in India are one third of China's and about half of those in Vietnam and Indonesia. Average yields are well below those attained in crop trials within the country itself. Moreover, yields in many of India's poorest states, such as Bihar, Orissa, Rajasthan, northeast states, are far below those of the richer states, such as Punjab, Haryana, and Tamil Nadu. There has also been an increase in the natural resource degradation. The sustainability of land and water resources is at risk with increasing soil degradation and the overexploitation of groundwater in many areas. Nearly 30% of the blocks in the country are presently classified as semi critical, critical, or overexploited as groundwater use exceeds the rate of groundwater recharge. Another big problem that the agriculture sector is facing in our country is that the subsidies are crowding out the investments in the sector. Public expenditures on agricultural subsidies, such as for power, irrigation, fertilizer, etc., have crowded out productivity enhancing investments for irrigation development, agricultural research and extension, rural roads and electrification, etc. According to the Planning Commission, budgetary subsidies in agriculture increased from around 3% of agricultural gross domestic product around the late 1970s to about 7% in the early 2000s. During the same period, public investment in agriculture declined from 3.4% of agricultural gross domestic product to 1.9%. Lack of grading and standardization is another big problem. In India, there is no proper agency to classify the agricultural products in different grades according to their quality and fix prices accordingly.